Rollercoaster Tycoon is... Wait, shit, there's an update. Rollercoaster Tycoon is a tycoon game where you play as the tycoonist building roller coasters. It's a shocking premise, I know. Today we'll be playing on the very first scenario, Crazy Castle, part of a challenge that me and my buddy Corey made up. In this challenge, basically the only goal is to keep everyone in the park as long as possible and make them go through a gauntlet of rides to be able to escape the park. Wait, before we start the video, I just wanted to say really quick that 98.5% of you are not subscribed, so if you like this video, make sure you like this video and turn on that bell so you get notified every time I upload an epic, funny video. With that out of the way, let's play some Rollercoaster Tycoon. Once we get into here to the game, the first thing we're going to do is start removing these pathways so guests can't wander the park freely. The last thing we want people to do is have free thought. The first ride we're going to put down is a thrill ride, the Magic Carpet. It's a nice, easy beginner ride, nice and cheap, and people go on it pretty much without asking. It's kind of like their favorite beginning ride. Once we've placed down that path from the Magic Carpet, we're going to go ahead and place down a hot dog stand, a drink stand, and an information stand. These are to help make sure that the guests don't get too hungry or thirsty when they first enter the park. And if it rains, they're going to buy that umbrella that we just set to $20 no matter what. So we're going to get a nice little cash injection every time that, you know, God decides to cry a little bit. Because our Magic Carpet ride, now called Michael's Mush Musher, may be a little bit too intense for some guests, we're going to go ahead and build a Ferris wheel right next to it called Rotational Vacation, and just see if anyone goes on it. Having this here will also help increase our soft guest cap, which will make the objective a little bit easier to hit in the end. Unfortunately, having this bum-ass Ferris wheel in my park did absolutely nothing, and throughout the entire video you will see 0 people go on this Ferris wheel, so don't get too attached to it. I figured the next best idea for the park would be to build a big roller coaster, so we're just going to build a nice mini roller coaster in its spot, where I would build a big roller coaster instead. This coaster has decently low stats, a little bit lower than I was hoping for, and I accidentally priced it a little bit too high, but once we fixed the price, people really started to appreciate Ronaldo's ridiculous ride. Right there at the end of the coaster, we're going to go ahead and put another information stand, hot dog, and drink stand, just so people can get their fill, and another umbrella if they really feel like it. It was also at this point that I realized I had made a major fuck up. I forgot to delete the other paths that guests were going to go on, so now they're just kind of walking around the entire park on their own volition, and that's a problem. Unfortunately, it's a problem I didn't really want to fix because picking all those guests individually and putting them back just takes too much time, so they're just going to be allowed to free roam for the rest of the game, I guess. Also, realizing there's a lot of guests in this one little area, we're going to put a second flat ride next to the roller coaster called Blingo's Miracle. It also seems at this point we're starting to get a lot of complaints about the wait times in the park, so to fix this solution, we're going to place a nice little Harambe mascot around, and Harambe's just going to go and do his little Harambe things. The next thing we're going to put in is another roller coaster. I think Michael's Mush Musher is just not really doing what we needed to do anymore, so I think we need Ronaldo's Ridiculous Ride and what we're going to call Mickey's Dick Smasher to really tone everything in. Unfortunately, you cannot recreate the real Mickey's Dick Smasher, so this is the best we've got. However, regardless of this, the guests seem to really fuck with Mickey's Dick Smasher, and that makes me super happy. This ride was extremely popular, and to this day, I'm still not sure why it was as popular as it is. I feel like in this little area right here, there's a lot of dead space, and people are figuring out their way over there anyway, so I think we should build another roller coaster over there. Thankfully, I've already gone ahead and gone through the trouble of building this coaster in a previous scenario. This coaster's a Steel Wild Mouse, and it's simply just called Sex. Nothing ever goes wrong in Sex. So yeah, Sex crashed, and according to the game, it killed 4 people. So I think the moral of this video isn't that this challenge is really hard and I was unable to complete it, but rather that premarital sex is extremely dangerous and can kill you. With this knowledge fresh in our heads, I think this is a good spot to end the video. Unfortunately, I was unable to complete the challenge because I just could not figure out how to get Sex to stop crashing. But thank you guys so much for watching anyway. Please let me know if you do this challenge yourself. Use this hashtag currently on screen and tag me in it on Twitter at JeanieBoxx. I'd really love to see people's funny, goofy roller coaster tycoons. Let me see more Sex Crash. Let's see more rides named Sex Crash.